a great topic was brought to the table of discussion, and I realize it ties into a conversation I also had yesterday. Today's topic is on hunger and how so many of us allow the fear of hunger to keep us stuck in situations we don't want to be in. In lifestyles, in partnerships, in jobs, in circumstances, houses, neighborhoods, towns, behavior patterns. Now, this topic was brought up literally in terms of the fear of being hungry for food, and also expanded into metaphorical in terms of passion and drive. As I was listening to this person discuss their perspective on the topic, and when they were expanding on the aspect of whether our hunger comes from a desired vision, a goal, an achievement, a direction, a place, a thing. You know, if you're like, I'm going to create my business, your hunger to reach that point is fueling you with passion and drive to achieve it. And when we feed ourselves distractions, we get a full belly on nonsense like too much sugar, and our hunger to strive can often be dampened or distracted or swayed, even if momentarily. And that aspect reminded me of a conversation I had yesterday with somebody on a question came to my mind as I was experiencing very strong moon cycle pains while at work. And this coworker was like, hey, you seem like you're not in a, like, are you okay? You seem like you're not well. Or like, they were like, hey, did I do something wrong to offend you? Is there anything going on? I was like, no, I'm just experiencing a lot of physical pain. And they were not familiar as to what goes on with the woman body to cause so much pain for me to be in such a very low, calm, slow-moving energy compared to my normal, very high-moving, intense, playful, fast-talking energy. And after that conversation happened, I came back later and I was like, you know, I had a thought. If somebody is practiced and or used to feeling high levels of pain, I wonder if there was a study that we could do. You know, if you can measure voltages of pain, I wonder if there's a way to, oh cute, this kid comes walking in with 6 dozen roses to the laundromat lady. If there's a way to measure pain voltage, if a woman is frequently every month experiencing a high level of pain, in this instance, in a form of adapting to that pain, does her dopamine or oxytocin actually increase in one avenue of means to deal with that pain? Would that be more along the lines of like a masochist, a sadist, in actually alchemizing the voltage of pain felt into a dopamine oxytocin hit of enjoyment, most likely learned from a very young age of trauma response? Another example I can think of is if, say, somebody is frequently cheated on and they're feeling this agony and they're unable to maybe get themselves out of feeling that agony, or they're limited in the thinking that everybody cheats. So they internally biohack their mind to find arousal in the thought of their partner cheating on them. They eroticize their partner cheating on them, betraying them. Example of like being cucked. Does a male actually find sincere, true eroticism in witnessing and or knowing that their partner is actively cheating on them, or I guess it wouldn't be cheating if they're knowing about it, having sex with another partner and or doing it in front of them? Or have they eroticized the pain felt in their partner having sex with another person in front of them, and or knowing that they're going out doing that, discussed between them, in a tactical maneuver to no longer feel the pain of being cheated on, or knowing that their partner wants to be with other people while also being with them? Is it like to be impervious of feeling the pain of being betrayed in a sexual way with your partner? You eroticize the infidelity? And similarly, to bypass the pain suffrage aspect, the lower vibration of suffrage of pain in a menstrual cycle, do women subconsciously, consciously adjust their dopamine and oxytocin levels when feeling such high pain in the body, to in turn dim the sensation of pain and or create a more tolerable, enjoyable atmosphere while going through surges of pain in the menstrual cycle? This is a deep one, y'all. And so tying that back to this other person's posed question and great conversation of hunger, some people consciously know that they do well under pressure, that they do well when they have less. And in terms of entrepreneurship, people who often say start to make a lot of money and then they increase their overhead living expenses, they keep themselves literally at a drained paycheck to paycheck level because it's what they're familiar with, and they're always hungry, but in a low frequency starvation level. Whereas if we were to alchemize that same principle and make a high income than what we were, say we were houseless and had nothing, yet we save that and get it away from ourselves so that we are continuously living at the standards we have been used to, which is very low overhead, low income lifestyle, while we're also on the hidden back end stacking up resources. So we are consciously, voluntarily choosing to live in a way of perceived scarcity because we are stacking in the backside, versus elevating our lifestyle continuously so it's a falsehood that we're actually living well and great because our cortisol levels are still jacked all the fucking time because we actually don't have any reserve. It's like if we're poor and we have nothing, we have no house, we have no money, we have no groceries, we're literally living out of like a backpack, or not even a backpack, our car, or not even a car, we're living outside. the hunger of that state drives us to create a new reality, to generate funds, to get ourselves up and out of the dirt. And yet, if we don't fully change our thinking, our mind, our behaviors, we will get up and out of the dirt, yet financially stay the same because we're just consuming all of our resources and still just as stressed as when we were houseless with nothing. Because if anything happens, we have no backup plan. Or we get ourselves up and out of the dirt, get those resources to buy a nicer place, get a nicer car, get all these nice clothes, these nice things, and not save anything. But we say, fuck it, we're gonna keep living very low overhead, low means, and stash, which actually brings so much more holistic, harmonious peace within ourselves and keeps our life simplistic because we know we're taking care of ourselves and we don't need it to be perceived externally or indulge in the lavish ways. Our indulgence comes from knowing that we've taken care of ourselves and we're stashing. I would put money on the fact that that person stays hungry. And the person who just elevates their lifestyle without stashing on the backside is actually no longer hungry, because it's like they're eating all the goods, the snacks before the meal. And so tying it all up, when this person brings this great conversation up around hunger, I pose the question to myself and to you, how do we choose to stay hungry? I've definitely lived both sides. I have been fucking starving with nothing and stashed on the backside and felt tremendous peace. And then I have raised my standard of living and gone through my stashed back-end savings for a multitude of reasons and felt the flip of those tables. And I am on the other side again of stashing on the backside, lowering my overhead means, going very much back to basics, because the reality of where I've come from and where I fucking am is a hockey stick increase. So I have a huge range of ability to go down here and not even panic because I've literally been at the fucking bottom. And if being up here and enjoying all these things is actually still cultivating stress because there's nothing to catch on the in-between, there's no backup, there's no savings, there's no, oh my fucking God fund, nah, bring it way back down. Increase the hunger and stash away the resources. Get rid of the fucking sugar. Get rid of the good snackies. We're going on a dry fast, purging out our system, cleaning our organs, getting ourselves fucking hungry again. How often do we wake up and we eat before we're hungry? How often do we snack because we're starving, but instead of waiting to get home to actually make the meal, we snack, so then by the time we get home to make the meal, we're not actually really hungry. All of this ties in. How do we learn to change our mind, our thinking, from a low frequency of, God, I'm fucking hungry, this is miserable, to, I'm so fucking hungry, it's gonna be amazing when I eat. I'm so fucking hungry that I will go to any ends in the positive directions to create what I'm envisioning. I'm so fucking hungry. The emptiness in my belly is actually fueling me forward to make action on what it is that I am hungry for. Versus settling for low quality snacks, low quality decisions, consumptive behaviors, lack victimhood mentality. I'm so fucking hungry that instead of seeing all this candy in the gas station store, I would still rather drive another 100 miles to make it to a place where I know that has quality food that's gonna satiate me. The hunger will be worth it versus the stomach ache of a quick satiation to curb this hunger. Can you handle your fucking hunger, people? I ask myself this, I ask you this. Can we handle our hunger? Hunger is given to all of us, yet so many of us see it as a burden, as a punishment, as a woe is me, why me? And when we can receive hunger as a blessing, as a gift, as an opportunity, when we learn to dry fast, water fast, cleanse ourselves, aka make ourselves hungry, knowing it has medicinal purpose, we come out of the dry fast, of the water fast, of the cleansing fast, purged, clean, stronger, ready, vigorous. How do we perceive hunger? How do we receive being hungry? How do we give ourselves the opportunity to be hungry? How do we allow ourselves to feel discomfort and pain? Do we eroticize it? Do we victimize it? Do we villainize it? Do we glorify it? This is a whole big juicy fucking sandwich of a conversation. I gotta go turn my laundry over. We will continue this.